Hi there! In this video, we will discuss the summary of the first chapter of Noli Me Tangere, written by Dr. Jose Rizal, titled, A Social Gathering. We will also study the important events, characters, settings, and lessons found in this chapter. Listen and watch carefully, as you will learn a lot from this historical work by Rizal. Let's begin. The chapter describes a grand feast prepared by Captain Tiago at his house on Calle Anloa Gay to welcome a young man who had just returned from Europe. Many guests attended, including prominent members of society, clergy, and some Spanish officials. Tia Isabel took charge of welcoming the guests, who were divided into two groups, the women and the men. Among the attendees were the couple Dr. de Espadanya and Doña Victorina, as well as the priests Padre Sibila and Padre Damaso. The guests engaged in various discussions, and one of the heated topics was about Filipinos or Indios, the removal of Padre Damaso from the parish of San Diego, and the tobacco and gunpowder monopolies. During the gathering, Padre Damaso did not miss the chance to mock Filipinos, calling them lowly and inferior. Padre Sibila tried to change the subject, and they discussed the reason for Padre Damaso's removal from the San Diego parish. Lieutenant Guevara explained that Padre Damaso's removal was justified because he had ordered the exhumation of the body of a nobleman who was accused of being a heretic. This made Padre Damaso even angrier, but Padre Sibila calmed the situation again. The discussion continued and expanded to other topics until the gathering ended. Now, let's move on to the important events in this chapter. The grand feast at Captain Tiago's house began to welcome a young man who had just returned from Europe. Prominent people attended the gathering, including the priests, some well-known members of society, prominent Spaniards, and many others. The guests discussed Filipinos or Indios, and Padre Damaso expressed his low opinion of them. The topic of Padre Damaso's removal from the San Diego parish came up, and Lieutenant Guevara defended the decision of the Captain General. Padre Damaso became even angrier, but Padre Sibila calmed him down to maintain order at the gathering. Important characters: Don Santiago de los Santos, or Captain Tiago, the owner of the house where the grand feast was held. He is known for helping the poor and being part of high society. He organized the gathering to welcome the young man who had just returned from Europe. Juan Crisostomo Ibarra, the reason for the gathering. He is the young man who had just returned from Europe. Tia Isabel, Captain Tiago's cousin, who took care of and welcomed the guests at the gathering. Don Tiburcio de Espadanya, the husband of Doña Victorina, who was also present at the gathering. Doña Victorina de Espadanya, the wife of Don Tiburcio, who attended the gathering. She is known for pretending to be Spanish. Padre Hernando Sibila, the parish priest of Binundoc, a guest at the gathering. He was the one who calmed Padre Damaso during their discussion about his removal from the parish. Padre Damaso Verdolagas, a high-ranking priest and former parish priest of San Diego. He is known for being arrogant and looking down on Indios. During the gathering, he expressed his anger and mocked Filipinos. Lieutenant Guevara, a lieutenant of the civil guard who attended the gathering. He defended the Captain General's decision to remove Padre Damaso from the parish. Let us now proceed to the setting of this chapter. The events in the chapter took place in the house of Captain Tiago, located at Calle Anloa Gay. Here are some of the lessons, messages, or implications shown in this chapter. Discrimination against Filipinos during the colonial period was a manifestation of the wrong mindset of the Spanish, who believed they were superior to other races. The power of the church was not always used in the right and just way, as shown by Padre Damaso's actions toward the body of a heretic. Deep respect for the law and for others is important to maintain order in society, as shown by Lieutenant Guevara's defense of the Captain General's decision. The state of a society is often reflected in the opinions and discussions of those in power, and these can lead to change or continued abuse, depending on their direction and purpose. And that concludes the first chapter of Noli Me Tangere, titled A Social Gathering. What have you learned from this chapter? Share your answers in the comments. We also encourage you to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell to stay updated with our future videos. Until next time, thank you for watching.